Hello everyone, welcome to Gypsy Jazz Fridays episode 17. And in today's episode we're gonna take a look at my top 6 django outros. Last week I did a top 5 django intros with the planning to do a top 5 django outros in this week's episode. But after I finished ranking the outros, I ended up with 6. So it's gonna be a top 6. And it's not gonna be the standard outros that you hear every jam session, like a... I assume that you already know about those outros. These are gonna be quite different so that you will have a choice to play something else at the end of a song. And I ordered them from the least special to the most special, if you will. So let's start with number 6. This outro comes from the recording of the song Lambeth Walk, and it has to be played right after the last 2/5, and that goes for every outro in this song. You always have the last 2/5 to the main key, so in this case we're in F, so you will have G minor 7, C7, or just 2 bars of C7. And instead of going to the 1 chord, we will play this outro, which sounds as follows. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's for the solo guitar player. The rhythm guitar player would play this. So play the 2/5. So B flat minor 6 or just B flat minor. Or you could just play B flat minor. That's what happens on the original recording. So you get G minor, C7. That's for the rhythm guitar, but the reason I chose this ending is because it's a common trick to go to the 4 minor chord instead of the 1 chord at the end of a song, especially for ballads. Let's say you have a ballad in F, so you have 2, 5, and then go to the 4 minor chord, and then to the 1 chord. So here's an example how to do it in a swing tune, and this lick is very nice. Of course, it has open strings, so if you want to play it, let's say you want to play it in the key of G. You have to change the fingering. It's not the easiest, but it's a very effective ending. Of course, you got to announce that you're going to do this before you start the song. So maybe you say the theme out, instead of doing 2, 5, we're going to do 2, 5, B flat minor. And then you're good to go. Let's go to number 5. As always, you can download all these steps from my Patreon. There's a link to that in the description. Number 5 is the outro that Django plays in the song I Got Rhythm. So that's in B flat, and they use the original chords of I Got Rhythm, so they play normal rhythm changes, right? And then they go B flat to G7, C7, F7. So if you think of that, this ending makes sense, but you can use this ending in other songs as well. But first let me play what should happen. So let's assume we have a song that just ends 2/5 to the 1. Instead of going to the 1, like with every intro in this PDF, we're gonna go to B flat 7, so not B flat 6, and we're gonna play this. So 2, 5. So what is happening here? We play those dominant chords down, and then we play, I do up down. So slide from C7 to F7, and then to B flat 6. And try to hit only the low strings on the B flat 6, because we want to play it again at B flat 6, but then we want to play all strings with maybe even extra emphasis on the highest string, the C. So we get, right? So let's say we play this after a song like Chic of Araby, second half. G7, C7. Here we go. So this is a great ending. Of course, not only B flat, you can do it in any key. So you're kind of extending the form and then you play this ending, which is a great ending, which I practically never hear. Let's go to number 4. This is an ending that Django plays in one of the recordings of Belleville. Now Belleville is in D, but they end in F. What they do is after the solos, they modulate suddenly to F. So you get, let's say we play the last A of Belleville. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they modulate to F, and then the last A, Django plays this ending, which sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So notice the slide on the D in the second bar. You have to slide up anyway, but it's a nice effect to put that little subtlety in there. So what would a rhythm guitar player be doing when this happens? He would just be playing F. So let's take a random song in F. Let's say it's China Boy. So the ending of China Boy goes 2, 5. So just play F while the solo guitar player is playing this lick. So let's do the solo part. Great ending, very powerful, and of course usable in many songs in many different keys. Let's go to the number 3 Django outro. Maybe I should say ear-catching outros, because all these outros are ear-catching. They're quite unusual and they're not used that often, but they should be, because it's nice. This is the famous outro of Limehouse Blues, which they actually play in the middle of the chorus, right? So you have the second half of Limehouse Blues. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. So I was singing the violin parts. I wrote the violin part here with the small notes. So you can play it with a violin player. Of course, you could also do it with 2 guitar players, right? The solo guitar player would be doing, while the other guitar player is playing the chords. You could even play them both at the same time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. But it has a great chance of failing because the jumps are weird, right? So the chords are G, E7, A minor, D flat 7, D7. And then you play this. It's just a D7 9 voicing. You can also play it like this. But I cannot bend my pinky that way, so I always play it like this, like Django. And then... And that, of course, when it's really fast, you cannot play all those notes precisely like that. I just time my hand to land on the beat on the G chord, and I play this pattern. Start upstroke. And then just time it. Of course, this outro is not only usable in Limehouse Blues. You can use this in many songs in G. Let's take something in a completely different tempo, like I Can't Give You Anything But Love, right? So the ending. Baby. Of course, when it's faster, maybe it's a little bit more flowing. So let's play something fast in G, like Hungary, second half. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 5. Works great. Let's go to the number 2 ear-catching Django outro. So this one comes from the song Confession, and let me play it first for you and then I'll explain a little bit how it works. So it's 2 systems. So let's remember the first system. So we have a G chord, G6. A flat 6, back to G6, and then we have G7. Let's remember that, and then I'll show you the second system because that's where the action is really happening. And also it's rubato. I wrote it down in a rhythm, but it's not a rhythm. It's kind of free, because what's happening is Django plays a G6 chord, Grappelli plays a fill, and then Django actually plays A flat 7. But Grappelli is still playing a fill that would fit better over A flat 6, so that's why I changed to A flat 6, but you can choose. Let me first just play what's written here. So there's no rhythm, right? It's gonna be fill, another fill, long fill, and you wait till the fill ends, and then you play. With the harmonics here. Really nice, only possible in G of course. So if you were two guitar players, so not with a violin, you can have the rhythm guitar player play those first 3 chords and you play some fills. I would play the same thing on both chords just to create some kind of motive, right? Now you can play something longer. And then you play. Really cool outro, especially good for ballads or slow medium swing tunes. Let's go to the number 1 ear-catching Django outro. So this is a beautiful outro that Django plays together with Grappelli. I wrote down Grappelli's melody just to give you the complete picture, but you don't have to play that, of course. You can improvise something or just play the chords, but the melody would go like this: 3, 4. And Django plays 3, 4. So E flat, D augmented, B flat minor, D flat diminished, C minor, E6, E flat 7. So it's for a song in E flat. So let's say you would play Melancholy Baby, medium tempo, because this intro works best in medium tempo. So maybe 3, 4. Da, 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 dee, dee. Beautiful little outro, great for ballads, and you don't have to play that theme. You could improvise something else, something that fits those chords, or you just play the chords, probably also nice. I think this is a beautiful little outro. I like those chords, they're very interesting. And please, if any one of you knows the song, let me know, because this one I transcribed some time ago and I didn't write down from which song. I feel like this might be the theme or part of the theme. I feel like it could be a song. Anyway, that's it for this edition of Gypsy Jazz Fridays. Some really cool outros, and with last week's episode you have some really cool intros. Next week probably I'll go back to looking at some really cool licks. If you liked the video, please like the video, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell icon. If you want the tap, check out my Patreon, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!